Hi, this is Brett Ingram, award-winning entrepreneur, and today I want to share with you 2 ways to grow revenue without getting more customers. Revenue is the gas that keeps the business engine running. We all need to be generating revenue in order to have a business, otherwise we basically have a hobby. If whatever we're doing costs us money but doesn't generate anything, it's not really a business. And so it's pretty self-explanatory that revenue is super important, not only for what we want to be able to do with our own income and our own ability to invest money or finances in the business itself, but also just from the perspective of being able to survive and keep the doors open. We have to be able to generate more than what we spend, otherwise we can't sustain it forever unless we have another source as well. And so when we really break it down, there are basically only 3 ways to be able to generate more revenue in any business. And so if we get it real simple, we can focus on these 3 and we can find ways to create more revenue. So the first one is to get more customers, right? It's really simple. And this is the way that most people look at it. From the perspective of when they want to grow revenue, they think, how do we get more customers? How do we get more people in the door in order to generate more sales? Because it's the most logical and obvious of the ways. And the perfect example of this is if you have 10 customers and they're each spending $10 with you, you have $100 in revenue. If you could double that to 20 customers and they're spending 10, then now you made 200. So it's real simple. Everyone understands the math. Everyone understands exactly how that works, and it's why it's the very easy way for people to look at it. It tends to be the number one go-to method. However, I'm going to share with you in a minute why that's not really the best way to approach it. The 2 other ways to generate more revenue, number 2 is to get customers to spend more with us with each sale. For example, if those same 10 customers, instead of spending an average of $10 each, spend an average of $20 each, we have the same 10 customers, but now we have the $200 in revenue instead of $100. So we've doubled our revenue by doubling what each customer spends with us. So that is a really powerful way to be able to generate more revenue from the same amount of customers that we've got. And it's far easier than it is to be able to go out and get new customers every time. And I'm going to share some specific examples and things that we're going to be able to do inside our businesses starting today that are going to help to be able to do that. And then the third way to generate more revenue is to get customers to buy again or to buy more often from us. So again, if we go back to our original example and we say that we have 10 customers and they buy from us one time at $10 each, we have $100 in revenue. If again, we can get them to buy again in a month from now, the same 10 customers, $10 each, now again, we've added another 100 in revenue. So now we've got $200 of revenue from the same group of customers. And so those are the 3 main ways, if we really break it down to in its simplest form, to grow sales and revenue. And the challenge here is that what happens is in any business, when an owner looks at it or an entrepreneur looks at it and they say, you know what, our goal is to generate more revenue. What do we want to do? The initial instinct is almost always, how do we get more customers? Do we advertise more? Do we promote more? How can we get more people in the door in order to generate more revenue? The irony is that getting more customers is the most common way that people think of growing sales and revenue, but in order to do that, because we have to advertise, promote, and convince people who have never done business with us before to do business with us, the challenge with that is that it's actually more expensive, it's also more time consuming, and it's a lot harder than it is to work with our existing customer base that we already have. So it's the most expensive and difficult of the 3 ways to grow revenue, yet interestingly, it's the number 1 way that most people focus on doing it. If we skip over that one for now, and we'll cover getting new customers in other ways on other episodes, but the fact of the matter is, that's the hard way. So let's go with something that's a little bit easier, that's a little bit cleaner, and that's a little bit more profitable right off the bat. So we're going to skip over getting new customers. And we're going to focus now on ways 2 and 3 because they're high leverage, low cost ways to grow sales and revenue. And that's really where the power is in terms of unlocking additional revenue. Very simple, that actually converts to profit, right? If we're spending $100 in order to advertise or promote to get that new $100 in revenue, we aren't making any money. So none of that is profit. You could argue, sure, we have customers now and we're growing our footprint and sales numbers matter and all that. And I agree with all of that. But the fact of the matter is, at some level, we need to be generating more revenue than our expenses. And so we don't want to just be trading expense for revenue. So if we look back again in a little bit more detail, the second way of growing our sales and growing our revenue is getting customers to spend more on each sale. So the question is, how would we do that? So if somebody's going to come into our store or go to our online shop and they buy something that costs $10, how can we get them to spend more with us? If it's a widget that they're buying, they might not want 2 or 3 widgets, right? That there have to be more creative ways to do it. But first, and you've been a victim or at least a customer of this yourself, is the upsell, right? So if somebody is buying sort of the base unit of something and there is a more deluxe version, or there's a version with more features or more benefits or whatever, a more expensive version, regardless of what it is, whether it's made out of better quality materials or whether it just includes more features or whatever it is, we can always upsell. And the easy way to do that point of purchase is, and this can be done online or in person, is just ask people. When they're about to check out, they may not even be aware that there's a better version, or they might not be aware that it's worth the extra money. So it makes sense. And we see this in fast food, we see this in retail. The business owners and franchisees and franchises have started to figure out, actually they figured it out a while ago, but the ability to get people to buy more stuff just by offering it. Sometimes it's as simple as saying, hey, would you like the bigger size for just 20 cents more or $10 more or whatever it is? And you're going to get a percentage of the people to say yes right off the bat. Now, if we're in an online store, it's easy as well because as they go to the checkout, we can put things with check boxes down below where they can upgrade to the bigger amount for less or whatever else, a discount, or we can do a pop-up where it says, hey, wait a minute, I see you're going to buy this. You can get this version of it. It's even better, and you get it for this price today only at this discount. So we can always upsell. And that is a great way in and of itself. We're going to get a certain percentage of people to take that. So that's going to increase sales automatically. Even if 3 out of those 10 people take it, and even if it's only an extra $5, we just added 15% revenue. A second way that we can increase the amount they spend with us is with a cross-sell. So you've definitely been witness to this, because if you've ever gone to a McDonald's or a fast food chain and you try to buy a sandwich, what's the first thing they say? Do you want fries and a drink with that? Right? They want to cross-sell you on other things that are going to get you to spend more money. If you are at a camping store and you go to buy a tent, oh, did you want to get a lantern while you're here or a tarp? So that way, if it rains, your tent won't get wet. So cross-sell is to sell something that is related, but not exactly the same, that's complementary to what they're already buying. And so again, this can be done at point of purchase if we have a live customer base or a phone customer base. When I had a computer business, it was all done by phone. We had catalog ads. People would call in, and I trained the team every time somebody bought something. If they were going to buy memory, hey, we're actually having a special today on hard drives. Did you want to add a hard drive for, at that time, it was like a 400 megabyte hard drive. It was like the biggest size you could get. Now that's a joke. But for just $129 or whatever it is. And so cross-selling is to offer them something that is complementary at the same time. And again, you're going to get a percentage of people that are going to take that. So no matter what you're selling, there is an opportunity to cross-sell into something else as well. And again, if you get 3 people to do that, then, and let's just say again, it's $5 each. If we added the upsell and the cross-sell, we've just added 30% revenue to our bottom line in a snap of a fingers, that literally with 2 things that can be implemented today. If you have people coming into a store, you could train your staff to do this in 1 day. If you have an online shop, you can get a programmer to add like a pop-up or an exit thing, whatever, at checkout in a day. And you can ultimately generate more sales literally almost overnight doing this. A third way that we can generate more sales from our existing customer at the point of purchase is with a bundle. We actually did this in the computer business too. So we had a lot of people that wanted to buy one component or another. And so what we did is we bundled things into packages that made logical sense. So we had the computer turbocharged like speed package, and it was extra memory, an extra hard drive, and a faster CPU. And it was like you could buy all three of these things together at a discounted price that was cheaper than if you bought them each individually. We see this again in fast food. It's famous for it, where the bundle has the sandwich, the fries, and the drink all together at a price that's lower than what it would be to buy them each individually. And that's done by design to get the average sale to go up. The beautiful thing about a bundle is it can even blow away the upsell and cross-sell if we do this right. When we did a bundle sale, in addition, instead of just incrementally making more sales, we made tens of thousands in extra sales by mailing out these bundle offers to our existing customer base, because instead of people calling up and buying $30 or $60 worth of RAM, they were spending $200, $250 on this bundle where they were getting three things. It was a value for them, and it was a much higher ticket sale for us. So upsell, cross-sell, bundle, those are all things that can be implemented really quickly, really easily. For the bundle, the key is make sure that you connect things that make sense to go together. It's not M&Ms, a hamburger, and a tent. That doesn't make any sense. Yes, it's a bundle, but people aren't going to buy those things together. If they're buying something from you and there's other products that are related to it, or things that help them get more value out of that one main product or whatever it is, that makes a lot more sense. So in the computer business, it was about the functionality, the benefit they were going to get. Most people, if they're buying more memory, it's because they want more speed, or they're buying a faster CPU, they want more speed. So instead of having them cherry pick the items they wanted, we said, let's put them all together in one bundle and have them buy that, and they'll be really excited about it. We did a graphics package, which had a better monitor and a graphics card and memory and stuff like that. Same idea. The fourth thing that we can do to get people to spend more with us right up front is the warranty. You've seen this if you've ever bought any electronics or any expensive machinery or equipment. Nowadays, every store offers this. You go to Best Buy, you want to buy a laptop, first thing they ask you, do you want the extended warranty? It's just $100. Anything goes wrong with your computer, you can just bring it in, we'll give you a new one. You can customize this for whatever your own particular business is. And if warranty doesn't apply, it may not. It doesn't apply to every business, but it's a great way to generate extra revenue, and it costs almost nothing, right? So the beautiful thing about warranty is you're not really giving anything tangible at all. It's going to be a very small percentage of people that ever have to take advantage of it. And so on those few, you may lose money, but overall, you'll gain quite a bit. That's the reason that all these stores offer that. They know all the data, and they know that there's such a small percentage of people that ever have to use the extended warranty. But the beauty of it is, for the customer, the value is, I have security of knowing that whatever I spent money on with this product, I don't need to then worry about it. I don't want to send my computer off to some factory in another country, get it back 8 weeks later with them telling me that it wasn't covered under warranty anyway. And that's what people are worried about. So when you offer the warranty, where you'll fix it or you'll make it work or you'll replace it without any additional cost, that's worth something to people. And they pay a percentage of what the cost of the product is. And so it's basically like free extra money in general and extra revenue. And again, same thing. Not everyone's going to take you up on it, but you're going to get a percentage that will. It's instant additional revenue. A fifth thing that we could do is we could offer a service contract or support contract. Software companies are famous for this. You buy a piece of software and you get 3 months or 30 days of support. But if you want additional support, it's going to cost you, and you're not even allowed to submit questions otherwise. They won't answer technical support questions unless you have a support contract. So when you go to ask a question 3 months later, they say, oh, your support contract expired, click here to renew it, and then you can ask your question. And so, again, depending on your product or service, you can offer a service contract where you'll fix whatever they've got, or you'll maintain it for them or whatever, or support if it's phone or email or chat or whatever. If it's a digital product, you could offer them support, allow to answer questions, whatever it is, for an extended period of time by paying more upfront. Again, another thing that in a large part is free revenue up front that doesn't usually get taken advantage of, but it gives the customer some peace of mind, which is why they'll buy it. A sixth thing that we could do is some sort of souped up or advanced training guide. Now, you got to give a basic training guide for how to use your product with any product, but there might be an advanced version where you show all these additional things or have extra like templates and stuff like that in there, depending on what it is. Maybe it's video training as opposed to a PDF, whatever it is, that's another option that you could do as an upsell. A seventh thing is coaching. You could throw in, depending on what the product is, say it's an exercise or fitness program. Instead of them just getting videos that they have to follow along with, maybe you have a Facebook group or some kind of Skype coaching or whatever, or WhatsApp, where they can reach out and ask their personal trainer coach questions. And so that's an additional cost, but it allows them to do that. And again, a lot of people won't even take advantage of that, but they're happy knowing that if they have a question, they can get it answered. You generate more revenue up front. And for some people, you'll use it and you'll have to actually answer their questions and stuff, but a lot of people won't even ask anything. And then an eighth option for this particular way to generate more revenue is an implementation or done-for-you version of it. So if you're selling a website template, you could set it up for them on their hosting and they pay extra for it. If they're buying something for their garden, you could come out and install it for them in their garden or whatever it is. So those are all ways to generate additional revenue from your current customers from every sale that they're currently buying. Now, if we shift gears, we look at the third way, that is to get people to purchase through us more often. And there are a number of ways we could do that as well. The first is with continuity or reordering. So one of the things, and Amazon has gotten smart about this, when you go to buy something like drinks, it'll say, hey, do you want to set this up on a recurring? We can send this to you every week or every month, and you save like $1 per order if you set it up on recurring. It's a great way to build in that continuity without relying on the customer to come back to you. So you could do any sort of continuity thing like that, or an automatic reorder where it automatically ships each month. Vitamins often do this. Any sort of consumable product is really good for this. Skincare, those kinds of things, because they're things that people use up and then they're going to need more. So continuity reordering that's set up on an automatic auto bill situation is a way to get them to purchase from us more often. Instead of the customer buying from us once and needing to come back every month until they cancel, they get more, or every week or whatever. Second way is a membership. You can add a membership element, which is slightly different than continuity because it may not be more products. It might just be membership to a focus group or to a mastermind group or whatever. So if you're doing some sort of how to find your spirituality or whatever, and there's a guide or a video course that they're buying, you could add a membership area, inner circle, where people pay and you all work together and communicate in that group, and it gives everyone a sense of belonging, and they're paying a fee for being a part of that as a membership. That builds in getting people to purchase more often because the membership will keep recurring monthly or annually or whatever. A third way is email marketing. We definitely want to be sending email marketing promotions to our list over and over because every customer, every prospect we get, if we keep sending them offers, they will continue to buy. Now, it's going to be more sporadic than it is with a membership or continuity or reorder, but it's still going to be really effective in terms of continuing to make sales from our existing customer base. The fourth way we can do it is with sales. You can just run a holiday sale, a no reason sale, a weekend sale, a full moon sale. It doesn't matter what the sale is, but if we run a sale and people want and like our products, they're more likely to come and buy during the sale because it gives them a reason and it helps them justify it to themselves because they're saving money to do it. A fifth way is coupons. At point of purchase or whatever, we could mail them out, we can email them out, we could also give them when people make a purchase. Here's $10 off or 20% off your next purchase. It encourages people to come back and buy from us again. So again, it's going to be sporadic, they're not going to be on the hook for the monthly, but they're more likely to use that coupon because they know they can get it. A sixth way is rebates. This is really similar, except it's slightly different in that the rebates are generally based on the number of purchases. So what you can say is, hey, you bought one of these, if you buy 2 more, you get X amount of rebate, or you get your 4th one free, or whatever it is. And connected to that is the 7th way, and that is a frequent buyers club. You've probably seen a punch card, whether it was at Subway or some sandwich shop or anywhere that you shop. A lot of places have either a punch card, now it's mostly online and digital, but the more you shop, the more bonuses you get. Jersey Mike's has the rewards program, and then you get your free sub. Subway does the same thing. And so what that does is it encourages people when they're deciding what to buy to go back to your establishment. They might go to Jersey Mike's one day and Subway the next day if it's all even. They might not want to eat the same sandwich every day, but if they know that after the 5th sandwich they get a 6th one free, now they're more likely to say, you know what, I should probably just keep going to Jersey Mike's because then I'm going to get a free one, right? Or I keep going to Subway or whatever it is. So you can offer a frequent buyers club. So again, while they're not locked into a specific time interval for how often they buy, they're much more likely to come back to us to buy again because they want the benefits of being in that frequent buyers club. Whether it's discounts down the road, free gifts that get sent to them, a free one after X amount, or a discount or whatever. There are a lot of ways to grow our sales and revenue if we just get creative, and we don't need to spend a lot or break the bank to make it happen, as we just illustrated. We just went through 15, 16 ways without getting a single additional customer to generate additional revenue for our businesses. And a bunch of those things can literally be implemented in less than a day. Some of them take a little bit longer, but within a month, you could probably implement every single one of them. And then you could potentially add 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 300% to your revenue just from those methods alone. So the takeaway here is that as business owners, we all need to make more sales. Getting new customers is the most common way that people try to do that. But it's also the hardest, and it's the most expensive method. By getting our existing customers to spend more with us at the point of each sale and getting them to buy from us more often, we can grow sales and revenue and do it with a lot less friction and do it a lot faster, easier, and cheaper.